America's dental hygienist, and I'll be kicking off Ignite DDS's summer series, and that begins with the founder of Ignite DDS, Dr. David Rice.
Hey, Anastasia, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. We got a gorgeous day in Buffalo, New York, so happy guy.
Gotta take it while you can up there, right?
You sure do.
Awesome. Well, I know, and I'm excited to share with our viewers and anybody else who's considering this, that when you graduate, there's options that dental students have, and not everybody realizes that. So, will you share a couple of those options that you'll be revealing during this summer series?
Love to. So, although there are, many paths you can take as a graduating dental student, we're going to focus on really the top three. So, first one is doing a general practice residency. Second one is pursuing a specialty program. And the third one is going right into private practice, whether you go into a solo practice, a group, or you go into more of a corporate setting, a bigger group. So those are the three biggies for us.
So, you've got three options as a dental student, and you graduate. And I know that you personally chose the residency path.
I did. I loved it. It was a great year for me. I learned a ton, and I would highly recommend, that path for any dental student who's going to go into private practice or who isn't quite sure if they want to specialize or not.
Well, knowing that you chose the path of residency, do share with us three things that you really liked about residency post graduation.
Yeah, you know what, that's a great thing to ask. So the first thing really for me was speed. In dental school, I thought I was a rock star when I saw 3 or 4 patients a day at 2 to 3 hours a pop, and residency was a great opportunity to gain some speed. Second one, I'd say, is confidence. I had a limited amount of procedures that I was able to perform in school. And the third one is, most schools still today don't get a ton of experience with technology or aesthetics. So residency was a chance for me to really stretch and expand, my horizons in dentistry, expose myself to new things.
That sounds really interesting, especially for somebody who, like you said, I mean, we all think, I know in dental hygiene, we saw 2 patients a day and we thought we were doing great. And then when you get out, that time crunch really does matter. So that helps to enhance not only your confidence, but also in time management when you do get out on your own.
Yeah, all three of those kind of come together to form one giant success story.
That's pretty awesome. But now let's go like a little bit on the flip side and share, okay, you just shared the three things that you liked. What are like 2 things that you did not know going into this residency choice that maybe those dental students who are listening or considering this may be like, wow, I didn't think about that, and I should probably know something about that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, there's a couple things come to mind on my own personal behalf. I really wasn't quite sure what kind of dentist I wanted to grow up to be. So residency for me was an opportunity to figure out, who I was going to be when I was going to grow up. But as far as, students today who are thinking about pursuing it, every program is so different from the next. So understanding which program is for you is just as important as the students being worried about how am I going to match. So those are 2 biggies for me.
Well, for those of us, just quick review, what is finding a match? What is a match?
Yeah, so what happens is, fourth year and you're applying to programs is you apply and you rank programs in the order that you'd like to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you apply to. Well, those programs do the exact same thing to you. They rank you amongst all the applicants, number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. So number 1s match with number 1s and 2s with 2s, and it's a game, and it's a game that you can win. And there are some skill sets that we'll talk about of how to make sure you do.
It sounds like you better have a strategy set in place.
Strategy is very important.
Well, now that you've shared your experiences, all right, give our listeners and viewers a little tease as to who may be the guests on upcoming series of our Hangouts with Ignite DDS focusing on residency options.
You know what, I'm so excited because one thing I've learned in life is that, you and I, everybody, we all look through our own set of eyes as we look at life. So our perspective is really different. And, although I could share my personal experience, that wouldn't be enough. So we went out and collected some brilliant residents from all over the country, and they're all going to share their story from West Coast to East Coast, North, South, VA programs, small programs, big programs. so we can give our listeners a ton of perspective on what's out there in residency.
Now that is exciting. So where can viewers or listeners find you?
They can find us at IgniteDDS.com. That's the easiest place. That's our home base. And we'll be putting out a ton of content on these topics.
So will these hangouts, so if I was listening to them or a dental student says, hey, there's a summer series going on, this might fit you, are you posting it on Twitter and Facebook for them to also follow?
Yeah, we're going to post it everywhere. So we'll be on Facebook, we'll be on Twitter, we'll be on our website. We're going to make sure that it's we're easy access for the students who need the information.
That is really exciting. So I'm stoked to even just hear and listen to the guests that you've got lined up, because it's just only going to help us all and understand we all have an experience to share and how we can make each other grow with that. So if you're interested as a dental student in learning more about residency, go to IgniteDDS.com, IgniteDDS.com, because there's a special link just for you with this summer series. Now that link is going to give you a PDF. And remember what David was saying pretty much about, it's going to be like a game and trying to find your match. Well, that PDF is 5 ways to match your top choice. 5 ways to match your top choice. But you've got to go to IgniteDDS and click that link to find out. David, thanks so much for sharing your time and your passion.
Hey, Anastasia, thanks. I appreciate you being here.